He always believed he had time, not the kind of time you check on a clock, but the kind you assume will always be there. The kind that lets you say, "I'll figure it out later," without really meaning it. And in his 20s, that illusion felt harmless. Everyone was doing the same thing, spending first, thinking later, living loud and saving. Never. But the truth is, time doesn't stop because you're not ready. It moves, quietly, invisibly, and when you finally wake up to see where you are, sometimes it's too far from where you wanted to be. That's what happened to Daniel. He wasn't lazy. He wasn't irresponsible. In fact, he had a decent job right out of college. He earned $3,500 a month, paid his rent, split bills with friends, enjoyed his weekends, and even helped out his parents now and then. In his mind, he was doing well. "I'll start investing next year," he told himself. "Right now, I just want to enjoy life." And he did. Vacations, new clothes, gadgets, dinners out. Life looked good on Instagram, but something was missing beneath the surface. And he didn't realize what it was until he ran into Ethan, his old college roommate, 7 years later. They hadn't seen each other in a while. So they met up for coffee. And at first, it was laughs and memories. But soon, the conversation shifted. Ethan casually mentioned he had just quit his 9-to-5 to start his own online business. Not because he hated his job, but because he could. "I've got enough coming in from my investments," he said, sipping his coffee. "I don't really need the salary anymore." Daniel smiled, but something inside him froze. How? Same school, same city, same starting job. So later that night, Daniel checked his savings. Less than $1,000 in his account. No investments, no backup plan, just a stable job, and a growing sense of panic. That moment shattered the illusion he had carried for years, the lie that starting later would somehow be okay. Because while he was living in the present, Ethan had quietly built a future. He didn't earn more. He didn't get lucky. He just started earlier. $200 a month, every month, from the age of 21. Ethan wasn't playing with huge numbers. He was playing with time, and time always wins. And that's the part no one tells you in your 20s. You think the risk is investing too early. But the real risk is not investing at all. The danger isn't being broke in your 20s. The danger is reaching your 40s and realizing you wasted the one thing that money can't buy back: compound time. Daniel's story isn't unique. It's the story of millions. Smart people, hard-working people, people who are doing everything right, except for one thing. They keep waiting. They wait for more income. They wait to feel ready. They wait for the right time to start building. But the truth is, there's no perfect time. There's just time, slipping away quietly while you rationalize your inaction. If Daniel had started investing just $150 a month from age 22 to 32, just 10 years, then stopped completely, he would still have more money at 60 than someone who started at 32 and invested the same amount until retirement. Why? Because money grows on time, not effort. That's the part they don't teach you in school. They teach you to earn, to work, to survive, but not to grow. You see, Daniel's biggest mistake wasn't spending too much. It was thinking he had time to start later. He thought the pain of not investing would be loud, obvious, immediate. But it wasn't. It came in whispers. It showed up in the stress behind his eyes when the rent went up. It showed up in the hesitation every time he wanted to take a risk. It showed up in the silent comparison he made between his life and Ethan's. It showed up in the dreams he quietly crossed off the list because they felt too expensive now. That's how regret works. It doesn't crash through the door. It knocks gently, year after year, until one day you realize it never left. But here's the good news. You still have time. Not infinite time, but time. Even if you're 25, 29, 31, you're still ahead of the curve. You still have the power to build wealth without burning out. You don't need to invest thousands. You don't need to gamble. You don't need to be an expert. You just need one thing: consistency. $100 a month is enough to begin. And it's not just about money, it's about momentum. Starting now gives you control. Starting now gives you freedom later. Starting now changes your story. Because here's the truth: your 20s are not just a decade to enjoy. They're the decade to decide. Not whether you want to be rich, but whether you want to be free. Freedom doesn't begin when you retire. It begins when your money starts working while you sleep. When your choices aren't limited by bills. When your life isn't controlled by fear of running out. Ethan didn't get lucky. He got consistent. And Daniel? He finally started at 35. But he always said, if I could go back to 22, I'd invest before I even bought my first phone. So now, it's your turn. Will you let time be your greatest asset or your biggest regret? So if you're watching this and you're still in your 20s or even your early 30s, this isn't a warning. It's a window. You haven't missed your chance, but you are being given a choice. You can scroll past this video, tell yourself you'll start someday, and carry that quiet weight for the next decade. Or you can pause right now. Take the first step. Open that app. Automate that $100. Build that future, not for the money, but for the freedom. Because in the end, it won't be the vacations you took or the shoes you bought that define your life. It'll be the decisions you made when no one was watching. This isn't about becoming rich. It's about never having to say, I wish I had started earlier. And if you got value from this, subscribe to Sketch to Rich and share this with one person who's still wasting time. Because time isn't money. It's worth more than that.